McCarthy here from Brave Homeschooling Mama. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you all the Victus study skills system. I was gifted this curriculum so I can write so I will write a review in exchange. When I saw that this was one of the curriculums and think that we'll be able to review as part of being of the homeschool review crew, I was really excited because it is so important for our kids to learn how to how to study well and how to get ready for tests and how to get ready for college, and that will prepare them. Knowing how to study well and knowing how to take tests is going to prepare them for high school and the college years. So when my daughter's in 7th grade, so I saw a great opportunity to be able to review this so I can start working on those skills with my daughter. This is the first time we have ever done in a study skills curriculum, so we went slow. We took our time, and this was and I know we're gonna keep doing this throughout the year, and as and every year we're gonna keep reviewing the things, all the valuable things that we learn in this curriculum. So I'm really excited to share with you what it is. I'm going to show you what I got in the box. I'm going to show you the inside, and I'm going to show you how how it works and the kind of things that we did. So when I got the box, I got all the levels. I said I was going to review the upper elementary, middle school, high school, but in the box I've got all the levels, and I'm going to show you exactly what I got when I got the curriculum box. So this starts all the way from primary grades all the way to college, and all the information is the same, but it's presented a little bit different because of the age level, of course. And you're going to present the same way that you present something for a middle schooler that that you do to the younger grades, but the information is exactly the same, the things that we want to teach our kids starting at a very young age. So in the box, I got the primary grades. I got a little workbook. As you can see, it's very thin and it's very different from the other workbooks, a little bit thicker, of course. And I'll show you a quick overview of the inside in a little bit. And then it got a teacher supplement for the primary grades. We got the teacher supplement for elementary, and we got the student workbook for elementary. And the next one is the one that I use with my daughter. We have the student book, and we have the teacher edition. So here it tells you exactly what to tell your student, what kind of things or questions to ask them, what kind of activities to do with them. So you don't need anything else. You need this, and it tells you exactly what kind of things you're going to be teaching them, what kind of things you need, like I said, in the questions to ask them. It also came with a college one. And so we're gonna get in a couple years, we'll get into this one. And it also came with a student planner. We did not use the planner. Well, we plan to, but we do plan to start using it. But I will go ahead and show you the inside of this when I show you everything. So I'm gonna show the 3 things that the kids are gonna learn with this. I'm gonna show I'll tell you really quick. The kids are gonna learn where they are. Okay, they take some little questionnaires. And we are going, they're going to figure out what kind of learners they are, what kind of, study habits they have. So we're going to start from where they are. Then we're going to move to, where do we want to be? Once we know where we are, then we're trying to figure out where we want to be. And we worked on writing goals and writing objectives, looking at SMART objectives. And that was our first time doing this, or it was really rough, and a couple of the lessons were a little bit hard because my daughter has never done this before, and so it's very new. So she was a little bit confused at times, but I think it was a good introduction, and this will be great for us to keep working on this every year, and for every lesson. I see ourselves now every time we do a science lesson and we're reading our science book, we're using the strategies that we're learning here. So this has been great. So we looked at where where we want to be. Let's look at those goals. What do we want to work on? Where do we want to be 5 years from now, 4 years from now? Like I said, for a 7th grader, that was kind of a little bit hard for her, but we talked through some things. And then the last section is how do we get there? How do we get to our goals? We're going to learn how to study. We're going to learn how to take passages in our science book and preview it and answer questions and a review. And then we're going to learn how to how to study for those tests. So these are the 3 things that we walked through as we went through the curriculum. Okay, it was so good. Like I said, these are things that we're going to continue using. I already see myself, using it when we started reading our science lesson, using the same skills that we have been learning in the curriculum. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to flip the camera around and put the books down, so you can. I'm gonna give you a quick flip through and show you what we did. Okay, so this is, like I was telling you about, this is the teacher supplement for the primary grades, and this is what the workbook will look like for the primary grades. We didn't use this one, but so it was the same type of questions that I asked my daughter. Okay, how do I learn best? Let's talk about goals. The lessons are a little bit shorter, but the same information is presented to them. Okay. So this is where a primary book it looks like. Then we have the elementary one. Okay. Again, working on those same skills, same things that we work with the little ones, the middle one, early elementary. So this is what the elementary one will look like. Very similar, like you will see when I show you the one I did with my daughter. Okay. So I'm going to show you now what I did with my daughter. I'll show you that, the teacher edition. Some I'd say I'm more familiar. This is the one that we used. So we had the lessons, and they, like I said, they showed you, they explained to you kind of, their, philosophy, what kind of things you're going to be learning, your objectives for this, for the curriculum, and then we have the instructions. Kind of give you like a sample. We did this in more. It says to take about 5 days, about an hour a day. But we took a while. So we did the lessons shorter. We took our time, and I think like when you homeschool, you have you're able to do that. Just take your time with things and just work at the pace of your student. So let's show you a lesson really quick. Okay. So we talk the lesson. It gives you the overview of the 10 lessons. Each lesson, it gives you the purpose of the lesson, how to prepare for the lesson, and that procedure. Okay, what kind of things you're going to be talking about with your students? What kind of things you're going to be asking them? Okay. And then for lesson 1, it had a checklist, and you have the same view that your student has. You have it here on your student manual. Okay. For lesson 2, we talked about strength. Again, the purpose, the preparation, the procedure. Okay. And the kids, this is what they see, and I'll show you in a second. And you help them take notes as you talk about them. You help them take notes in the workbook. Okay. So I'm going to show you what the student workbook looked like. Okay. So very similar. Again, talks about, like I was telling you, this is the 3 things mostly we talked about: where I am now, where do I want to be, and how do I get there. So you can see, this is when we did the questionnaire for study habits, and some of the questions are more geared towards a child that goes to a school. So if you're homeschooled, some of the questions might seem, especially being homeschooled all your life, might not make a lot of sense for some of your kids, but you can talk through them and maybe change them to something that will be more meaningful for a homeschool child. But it was just a couple of them, and and we took notes. Okay, we read and we were talking about different types of learners, and as I talked to her, we took notes as we did the assignment. Okay, so this is what they look like, and I was very surprised at what type of learner she is based on this. I thought she was something different, so I'm glad we did this. So it was just a great curriculum. She learned a lot. Like I said, this is something that we are going to keep using. This is where we talk about some goals, and we wrote them down first time, so I helped a lot. And so this is something we're going to continue working on as the year progresses, as we do especially it fits really good when we're doing science lessons and history lessons. So this was just great. And the last thing we were talking about, how to be good test-taking strategies. So, and then it comes with the teacher's edition that I showed you, and this is the college one. I'll give you a quick walkthrough for your college, probably 12th grade and beginning of college. This will be a good one for. So of course, this is going to be a little bit more involved than the elementary and young high school one. Okay, and it also came with a planner. Like I said, we haven't used it yet, but I do plan to start using it. It gets the beginning. It says introduction to using your planner, my values, a place to write goals, action plan, daily list, weekly calendar, life plan, and grade log. Okay. How to do, you know, lists to work from. And this is what the planner looks like. Very simple. They write the week, the goal for the week, the objective, and these kind of things they need to be working on to reach those goals and objectives. So this was the review for the Victus Study Skills System. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will try to answer as best as I can. I will post a link below to the company so you can go ahead and look and if this is something that you're interested in. And I'm also going to put a link to the blog post where everyone that's reviewing, we have tons of people, homeschool parents that are reviewing this wonderful curriculum, so you can see everyone's review. I think it's always good to look at their different, you know, perspectives, because I have a review in it, but there are a couple videos, also some blog posts and vlogs, and somebody might have a different, you know, perspective on something, or maybe they talk about something that I didn't talk about. So make sure you go ahead and check the link below. It's gonna direct you to the blog post where everyone that reviewed this curriculum posted their review. So please make sure you go and check them out. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.